your phones on this one on silent. Okay. So the YouTube live has started. Welcome everyone, and welcome to the session number 6 of the collaborative learning. And today we are going to share the first session about learning to learn, and then we are going to move to the next session of by Bhavya, about Deepak Ramola. Bhavya, are you ready?
Sir, Bhavik. Yes, I'm
Sorry,
ready.
Bhavik. Yes.
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
Okay, Bhavik. So I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we can see that.
Okay. So learning to learn, and there are 8 aspects of it. Let's start with first thing is efficacy. Second is learning motivation. I'll explain each one of that. Emotional self-regulation. Cooperative regulation and control. Collaborative learning to learn. Basic cognitive skills. Cognitive self-regulations. Openness, creativity, and critical thinking. So these are the important aspect of learning. When you achieve it one by one, I think your learning skill improves. These are the skills basically not taught in any educational institute. Just give me a second. I'm stopping my sharing or my video. Okay. So these are the main aspects of it, which many of it we are missing in the school. Now, if I go and explain each one of it, it will be taking almost a day just on this slide. And we have less than 5 to 7 minutes to explain. So basically, I'll explain couple of things which are not so obvious. The first thing is self-efficacy. So if you have a self motivation or self attachment to yourself that I want to learn something, that will allow you to start doing something from the day one. So just like Darshana, even though I have forgotten this subject, she has reminded me that you are going to convey the have this topic when you will do it. And then we have started. Yes, okay, we have missed this topic. Learning motivation, obviously it's very common to understand that we do have a motivation to learn, but the key thing is we do not know what to learn. We are lost in so many topics, not focused. So we need a coach. You need to open up yourself, identify your areas of interest, and see what you can do the best. It may be one thing, 2 things, 5 things. You can learn how to play guitar in your free time when you are getting, what you can say, free time where you are bored, you feel bored rather than watching some, funny things on Netflix. Yes, Netflix also can be a hobby to learn something from creative directors, producers, or those who have utilized their skills, money, and a creative brain to deliver something to you. But all movies cannot be creative. Dabang 1, Dabang 2, Dabang 3, Dabang 4, and 5, 6, 7. No need to watch everything. You just see the review. If you think that it fits in your mindset and you like the director's view and vision, you can watch 1 or 2. But it's not necessary that you watch everything. So It depends on your area of interest, and even some people can learn from movies also. Several movies are there which can teach you many things. So you can learn from movies, you can play guitar, you can have several hobbies. And we are going to discuss it about the same in the session next, which is from Deepak Ramola. Emotional regulation, that is also need to be learned. I think that self-regulation is the key to learn. Co- Cooperative regulation and control. So this is the core forte which I talk about these next two topics: collaborative learning and cooperative regulation. So this happens in a society where we go to a college, we get in influence of each other, and sometimes our friends influence us or we influence them on several of the activity. And the WhatsApp, Facebook is the biggest thing these days which creates this kind of either positive or negative, and 95% of the time negative learning experience. You lose your time, you lose your creative thinking, you lose your an ability to think and carry away by someone who has his own mindset. Like today, there are so many messages going against China, that boycott Chinese product. Yes, even I am agree with that. But can we just change our perspective little bit? Can we become better than China? Is it possible? Chinese people are far more better than us, and that is the fact. And that's why they are cheaper. Why Indians cannot think about that? And have you seen those kind of messages that let's be better than China and not everyone else? First, I will be better than China's. Is it possible? Have you seen any of the message on WhatsApp? And if not, have you originated any message like that? So that's called cooperative regulation and control on your own messaging. When you read certain messages, yes, our due respects for the soldiers, those who have put their lives over there. We are going to oppose Chinese products. But what next? Then the subject of my interest near to my heart is collaborative learning to learn. And that is the future. Learning to learn is going to be a collaborative mechanism. You cannot learn alone so many things. When you are so many people together and learn from each other, your pace of learning will increase at a huge speed. You will gain a speed. Then basic cognitive skill, cognitive self-regulation are the part of core education system which they teaches you how you analyze, bifurcate, and all that. I will teach you later on, or we will take separate session about the cognitive learning. And openness to creativity and critical thinking. Critical thinking means whenever a perspective comes to you, you should criticize it, or you should critically think. Even you should critically think about my delivery of this lecture, as if I have critically thought about today morning when I have received several of the messages against China. I have not agreed to it that yes, everybody is right. No, there is a different perspective to it. I am open to creativity. I'm open to oppose, but there is a critical thinking. Let's move to the second part. Very simple. Every one of us know. Set a goal, prepare a plan, learn, show, reflect. Now show to whom? Show to your teacher? Are you going to have teachers nowadays? Probably by after passing a college, you will not have a teacher. So to whom to show? To show to the society, to show on LinkedIn. People are not going to read it. Believe me, even they are not reading my post. I have shown you yesterday. They are just liking. They are just, writing interested without even reading what I have written. It's okay. Out of 1,000, 2 people will read, 3 people will read, or at least These 15, which are your close group, will read each other and give a reflection on each other's learning. And that's the key. That's the collaborative learning. So self-learning, show and reflect. Now collaborative learning. So many aspects of it. Lecture selection, syllabus selection, solution selection, learner selection, diagnosis of problem, control selection, interface selection. So all these selections which we are evolving right now, as Neha has suggested me couple of times, that which kind of lecturers we are calling, what kind of syllabus we are building. We are still in process of building. Mine is not a company. I am not employing people to do all this work. I have a couple of friends, those who are helping me. I have a couple of volunteers like you, those who are helping me. If those are having time, they can dedicate, but I cannot force them to do something. Neither I have forced you guys to do something. My first sentence is do if possible. So this collaborative learning platform might take little more than how these motivational speakers are doing. The motivational speakers, like the one which we have just seen, they're charging thousands of dollars. Like Jay Shetty is charging $3,000 for a course, so he can employ n number of people. He is operating an enterprise. Rather than that, we are working as an individual solo contributors. But I'm going to show you one mechanism called collective intelligence, which is far bigger than corporations. Yeah. And that is going to build up one day, which will compete with such kind of big enterprises, and which will benefit to many without spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. People will benefit from each other's and each other's knowledge, and they will involve in each other by autopilot mode. It will not require that somebody's intervention will be required. These kind of sessions will continue 24 hours a day on Zoom or on Google Meet. People will come, collaborate, do idea exchange, brainstorm, and that is my vision that's going to work out. So this is just a beginning of collaborative learning, and it is the best way to learn. Now, why I'm saying it is a best way to learn is these learning pyramids explain how an average student retains the knowledge. So less than even 2 to 5% is been retained as you attend the lecture. That only will go in your brain because you are distracted these days by so many things. Less than 10% or around 10% is been retained when you read. 20% is audiovisual. When you watch YouTube or when you watch a movie, you can retain around 20% of the knowledge. 30% is demonstration. Means when you demonstrate or somebody demonstrate or tells you a story, you can retain 30%. 50% is by discussion. So if you do discuss certain topics, there are a chance that you can retain out of 100%, 50% of the knowledge. You can retain 75% of the knowledge if you do practice of that knowledge, if you practically implement. And if you teach others, you can retain 90% of the knowledge. So this is the collaborative learning. Now, one person has funny, asked me, sir, if you do addition of all this, 90 plus 75 plus 50 plus 30 plus 20 plus 10, it goes about 200%. How come it is possible? You are lying. It's not lying. The main thing is this 90% is out of 100%. So if you are, learning something and you are teaching someone, there are chances that out of 100%, 90% you will remember. And in reading, it is reverse of it. If you read something which is for 8 hours, you will just, out of 100% of reading, or 100 pages which you have read, you will just only remember 10 pages. So if you practice both teaching and reading both at the same time for 8 hours or 100 hours, the 90 hours of teaching will be remembered in your brain, that is retention, while in reading only 10 hours will be remaining. Hope I am clear with this. So this is end of my session, and let's move to Bhavya. Sorry, Bhavik. Bhavik, are you ready?
Hello, sir. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, start with your screen sharing and what you want to present. Yeah, can you start with your screen sharing, please?
Yes, sir. I'm starting. This PowerPoint is loading. Just a minute.
Okay, okay.
Hello, sir. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So, first of all, you can see everything is random in the screen. So I'll explain one point about random as well at the end. That is why I prepared it this way. Now, first we're gonna talk about Mr. Deepak Ramola. Now, the most interesting thing about this person is that he's collecting life lessons of everyone. He got inspired by one life lesson when he was small, that you have to own yourself. That was his first life lesson that someone had told him when he was very small. And that inspired him to think about several other life lessons. Now, there's one quote he gave in his video, and this is also uh, what do you say, a thumbnail in his YouTube videos, that there are 7.8 billion mistakes to learn from. Now, just imagine that you make a mistake. Now, if you share it with someone else, if you share your life lesson, that will help the other person prevent doing the same thing. That is why even Darshan sir has started one channel in Slack that is all about life lesson, where we share our life lessons, which will help others. Then we come to the things about what he taught us was like, he talked about like people keep the things with themselves. They do not try to move on. Yes, we do fail. Failure is a part of our life. So the second quote is learn to let go. This is easy to say rather than to be like doing it, because you can easily tell everyone, yeah, just let it go. But it's not easy to let things go. But if we learn this, there's a various way. You can either share it with someone, or you can just try to think about it, find a solution, or just move on. If you cannot do that, just try to do something else. Divert your mind. You will easily let go of things. Now, Mr. Deepak Ramola also has started a project called Project Fuel. I would like to show you that this is his page. The full form of Fuel is forward the understanding of every life lesson. Now, in this page, he has gathered all of the life lessons of everyone and turned them into things that can help you. Now, when you click on life lessons, here it is open. There are various life lessons. Every person is giving you a life lesson. You can even submit a post now which can help others. Now, this person has done this to help everyone. And his life lesson changes every 10 minutes. In an interview, he told that his life lesson changes every 10 minutes. Can you believe that? Because every time a person sends him something, he gets inspired, turns it into a in creative manner, and manages to treat someone else, help someone else in life. Now, these are, as you can see, these points. I'll even share the slide. This is what I had about Mr. Deepak Ramola. Darshan sir will explain it in a better way. Now, the last point is about random things. We think in our mind that sometimes you can randomize when people ask us, we give an opinion, just make it random, just do it or whatever you want. That is not possible at all. And you see the pattern, you can always observe a pattern. You can see if I ask someone to prepare a random slide, is it possible that he'll have the same slide as mine? That is not possible. So being random is not exactly random. You always have a thought about keeping things this way. I when I just spent 15 minutes in the slide to keep things random. I started with this pattern and I ended up with this pattern at the end. I can also give you a try. You guys can think when you start making something, try to randomize it. You try to make changes 10 minutes, 15 minutes. At the end, you will come up with a similar thing from what you started. So that is what I also experienced about randomizing things. That's all about
Yes,
Mr.
Bhavik.
Deepak
So
Ramola and what I had
yeah,
to say.
keep this slide on.
Yeah, the slide is on. Yes, sir.
Yes, and I would like each and everyone to speak one by one. Keep the slide
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, sir. Done.
yeah. So one by one, first about the presentation from Bhavik. How was it? Plus, minus, or whatever you want to speak, but it should not be less than a sentence.
Really, the concept of the presentation is different, and nowadays always the viewers are want to be something different, which is not regularly. So the
Mhm.
concept wise, the presentation is different, and we are attractive to see complete presentation by this.
Okay, perfect. Who else?
I learned about this like that the person he was talking about, he always get excited and like inspired by the course or anything anyone just tells about him, and he just changes his aim for that. I
Mhm.
like I feel like it's the problem of most of the students. They don't have a particular aim. They are just so whim about their career. They don't know what to what to choose properly.
Perfect. Who else? Quickly.
The time when he was speaking, it was with a good vibrations. It was like he's talking with the heart, not just
Yes,
like reading from
confidence.
somewhere
Yeah,
else.
he was speaking like a public speaker. Okay. Do I have to become like a ward boy who is calling every patient next? Doctor is calling next. Doctor is calling like that. So who next? Or like a caddy number 60, Hajir ho in the court.
I would like to say something about myself.
Yes, Bhavik.
I, I still repeated a lot of things which I should take care. There were repetitions in my slide, in my talk, and I was also a little nervous.
Mhm.
These are the 2 points I still have to improve.
Perfect. So I think it's a self-realization. You need to do practice and practice a lot in front of mirror. Even I also need to improve on certain aspects. So thanks, Bhavik. So who is next caddy number?
I guess you have to take names now.
Okay. No, I have a puppy next to my next door. Probably you may be, listening that puppy to be, barking. So I can, take the my microphone to that puppy. Probably that will add value. Okay, let me see the names who are the part of this. So we have Jitika. Jitika, can you speak?
So I would have, but the thing is, I did not listen to his presentation as I joined in a little late.
Oh, so Amazon voucher for each one of us, rupees each. That is 2,000
So,
rupees. Keep ready.
and so I could hear the only last, I guess, 3 or 4 lines which he spoke about. And I was pretty sure that he was very confident. The way he spoke, that was very confident.
Okay, no problem. I think let's give an excuse this time, but next time please be on time. Parthik. And next is Shivangi. Next, Divya. So Parthik, Shivangi, Divya. I think Parthik is speaking, but we are not able to hear him. Parthik, you can try after Divya. Shivangi.
Sir, I like his confidence.
Okay, you liked his confidence. Gehna, you are after Parthik. So Divya.
Yeah, he is very confident and he took a different approach, like not a normal presentation. The presentation is different.
Yeah.
Like,
so it was just a one slider, but in one
yeah,
slide he has
he explained everything.
everything.
Hello.
Yes,
Am I
please.
audible, sir?
Yes, you are now.
Sir, it is he is very confident and he decided he decided anything and he can achieve it.
Okay. So even we can go in Hindi. So language is not a barrier. We can go from Hindi and we can aim for English. The aim should be higher, but right now we are not been judging anyone. Yeah. So do not feel judged. The teamwork is important. And this, why I am doing this exercise is to increase collaborations amongst you guys. You should be knowing each other and improve the collaboration. Till now, I have seen 5% or even less than that collaboration between you 15. Yeah. So increase that. Uh, now we are going to Gehna. Gehna, probably you have joined late, but
Sir, a little late,
Mhm.
but what I heard out of it and I loved that point was about being random and how randomness is very different for every individual.
Mhm.
And I think that is what brings diversity, and that is, I think, one of the core principles on which we can collaborate with everyone. Like,
Correct.
because I know I have a different mindset of thinking, I have a different way of looking at things. If I bring that on the table, then is when others, will be able to see, like, okay, fine, there is a certain thing and it can be seen in that aspect also.
Also.
Probably I might not have been looking at things in a way what others do. Like, in spite of it being random, I have a particular way of being looking at things and others have their own way.
Correct.
So which is one of the important things for collaboration, I feel.
Perfect. And
Everybody.
uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Gehna, one thing, I would like to communicate to the team also. Being from Mumbai, you are from Mumbai, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Gehna, has some, a special exposure to the mm, being a Mumbaiker. She is coming with that special, kind of privilege of being in touch with uh, a wide variety of the people. So please take a full benefit of her knowledge about that exposure to the environment of Mumbai. Why I am saying so is because the day when I have interacted with Gehna, I have seen that kind of difference in her talking with the or interacting with me as well as interacting with the group. Even her LinkedIn post, I can see a level of difference. So try and at least come to that level. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Who else now? Harshit?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you. Can you please repeat?
Harshit, would you like to tell something about the presentation?
I already did, sir. Like, I liked about that idea of the person he was talking about. He gets excited and like gets the inspiration for the new ideas or things he get to know about, and he suddenly changes for the aim for that. So a lot of people have that thing. They can't decide for one particular thing to just go and aim for it or what to chase for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I would like to open this forum for you guys to discuss on to first and foremost select one topic what you are going to discuss as a part of collaborative learning. Just pick one topic and do a brainstorming. So I would like to just see how best you can do the brainstorming. Hope you are okay. One of you be a leader. This time let me make Gehna as a leader, and you guys do the brainstorming, and let me see how you have practiced a brainstorming in your colleges or in your institutions, and how you can do it. For next 15 minutes we will be doing that.
Sure, sir. So I think let us all do one thing. Like out of the topics mentioned here, all of us can pick one topic and say what are our views about it. So that in this way, we can cover maximum topics and we can get a perspective on a wide variety of things. So I would like to take a lead and I'd like to begin with this topic of talking to yourself. The very first point that is there. What I feel here is that talking to your own self is very important. Like the things that you understand about yourself or the way you evaluate yourself is very important. I know your close ones and your parents and everybody, whatever they say to you does matter, but what matters the most is how do you talk to your own self, how do you see your own self, because at the end of the day you yourself have to live in your head and not anybody else. And what I feel is if you are satisfied, if you are happy with what you are to the world, if you think you are happy in your own mind, then is when you can spread happiness and you can, spread that positivity. And in today's time, I think that is one of the most important aspects looking at the situations around. Keeping your own self happy and keeping yourself self-motivated is the key.
Okay. One more thing is, as this has came by surprise, probably as a contributor, you may not be able to, imagine what is going to happen. But think like you are a part of Arnab Goswami's debate. Yeah. India wants to know. And Gehna is anchoring that as a part of Arnab's team. So she is asking you question. So every one of you has to participate either in favor of it, in against of it, but or whatever way you can collaborate and come to conclusion. That is called debate. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So
yes, Gena, whatever you said is perfectly cool. That it's very needed in nowadays to talk yourself. For that we need to, first of all, whenever we are talking to ourselves, we are introspecting ourselves, that at what point we are lacking, because people will come and tell us that yeah, you are lacking in this thing, you are lacking on that thing, you are good at this point.
Bhumi, sorry to interrupt you. We need to make this cameras on for everyone so that we be be seen more presentable. Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so let's start. Yeah, Bhumi, sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, sir. It's okay. So what I'm saying was that whenever we introspect ourselves, we will able to come to know about ourselves, that at which point are we, at which point we are at it. So instead, people will come and tell us, but it's upon you that whether we want to take that or not. Until and unless we want accept ourselves at what point we are lacking or what point we need to move on, unless and until we don't motivate ourselves to focus on the work, it's useless. So it's necessary to talk to ourselves and get the clear idea for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Okay, to this point, I would like to add one thing. There was a sentence or a small statement written in the PPT that was, you should let go things, and that is very important in your life, because when you think about a certain thing that spreads negativity in your like in your day-to-day life, that affects your mental health very badly. As we all are aware about the incident that happened with Sushant Singh Rajput, that was because he was in depression. And why does what is the main cause of the depression is that we don't let things go. We let things stick in our mind, like the thoughts which hamper your mental health. We should avoid that, and we need to understand that we need to let few things go, which spreads negativity in your life. We need to learn that we need to let few things leave our mind and leave those thoughts aside and concentrate on the things that spread positivity in our lives. As I was recently reading a book called Secret. Even that book totally tells us about, like, you need to concentrate on the things which you want in your life. When you concentrate on those things, you attract those positivity towards
Law
yourself.
of attraction.
Yeah, a law of attraction, correct. You attract a lot of positivity to yourself, so it is very important to think positively, to stay positive, and to spread positivity at the same point of time.
Divya, could you go next? Hello.
Ghena, a little louder.
Divya, are you there on the call? Or maybe Darshana, if you could speak something about it.
Yes, I would like to give an opinion. It's not like that continuously self-talking will be improved to ourselves, because there will be required one person who will keep you mentoring and keeping you towards the positive direction. If I am going to talk since from morning till the end of the night that this gonna be happen in a positive way, and one single thought of negativity will make all these things pushed out. So that means we are doing it in a negative way. But in case if we have a coach who is going to mentor us in this direction, and that person will give us a confidence that whatever you are thinking is in the positive direction, because there is some portion of our life, knowingly or unknowingly, we don't believe on ourselves. Whatever we read, whatever say I believe on myself, in that way subconsciously there is one portion which will keep us forcing, saying that you don't believe on yourself, that if else part will come in the picture. What if this now happen? What will else be there? The plan B portion will come inside our mind, and that plan B is nothing but the negativity.
Yeah.
That is my thinking.
Yeah, I totally agree to what you say. But then, like, it's like, no doubt having a mentor or a coach is absolutely necessary. But then, along with it, like, accepting what the coach says and, making your own self believe, talking to your own self about that aspect also, that, okay, what the coach is telling me is correct. You need to have that constant, what do you say, a conversation with your own self, that what do I need to believe? Because at the end of the day, it is you who have to decide for yourself. The coach will only be your guiding light. So it is okay, like, you always need somebody to mentor you, because everything can't be done on your own. You need somebody to mentor you. It's completely fine. It's agreeable.
So
But yes, sir.
yeah, no problem. I think we are seeing all female hosts anchoring this, event. It's a female dominated, the show. So where are the gentlemen? Let us have some gentlemen come on the show.
Yes, sir. Jaideep, I am telling that sometimes we are thinking something like that I am thinking so on a one remote of the AC. Then my mind is connected with other things which are the past and all kind of things. Last at the moment we reach at that point or something which are thinking that is not no any relations between which we are first thinking it. By that we are reaching that end point. There is no relation between that. And yesterday I talked with doctor regarding this. So by that he told me that this is the part which is like a depression. Means like nowadays men are thinking lot of, they are thinking towards many things but they are not come back with the realities. That's why the depressions cases are more improving like that. One student got the in yesterday we got the 12th result in Gujarat. So some students are positive that some got the 90 PR on, others got the 60, 90. Some students are thinking that I have to go the 95 and all kind of. It as compared to that, 60% is thinking yes I got the 60, but in future what can I do that I go better than the 90 PR student. So our main agenda is that we have to accept our self where the we are now standing, not doing that the other person is going to be the right good way and I go with him or go beside the him like that.
Mhm.
So we have to improve ourselves, and I think by meeting other doctors who is the Gujarat Ayurvedic University vice chancellor, I took with him I think 20 to 25 minutes. So he daily told me that if you want to your mind good and your biological cycle is good by day. So he told me that you have to wake up before the sun, and at least by 9 or 9:30 you have to sleep, because the this is the regular biological cycle which that by that your mind is too fresh.
Correct. So I
And
think you are covering so many topics, sir. In the same go, let me be Arnab Goswami once again. So
yes, sir.
okay, let's give chance to other panelists. So who
Yes,
is
yes,
coming?
yes,
Who is
sir.
coming next?
Uh, can I speak?
Yeah, please.
Sir, I want to tell something on that line, that let it go. Uh, like holding on to pain doesn't fix anything. Replying the past over and over again, it also doesn't change it. So when it comes to the past, all you can do is accept whatever it is you are holding on to, and then let it go. That's how everything changes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so valid point. I think, Gehenna, probably we should be commenting also in a brief about the point which is mentioned by everyone. So I encourage you to, comprehend that and just, validate or add a little bit on it. Yeah. So let's move to the next panelist, and then while
Sure,
speaking,
sir.
yeah. So who wants to come next?
There's Parthik. We have Ramesh who could
Uh-huh.
go next probably.
Okay, so the first and foremost, we would like to have fight like which happens on Arnab's show. So we need to
Sir,
have.
probably So I probably think that the topics that we are covering are like way part apart.
Mhm.
So we need to stick on one topic and then have a group discussion kind
Correct.
of thing.
Sure, Jitika. So this is just a demo which we have planned that we are going to do as a part of this. Probably it's not a real, what you can say, uh, a brainstorming session, but we
Yeah.
are going to open it, and probably in that session I will not be a part of it, so that you can freely explain, and you can freely fight. Yeah. So, but do come to the conclusion. Come up. Yeah. Who wants to come next? I think somebody wants to speak.
Yes, sir. As Ritika said that yes, we should come up with one single topic
Mhm.
because it started to divert.
Mhm.
Gehenna started to speak about talk to yourself.
Uh-huh.
Then we went into depression, and then that came up with the biological cycle.
Biological.
So
Mhm.
now when such things go, then people actually do not have much to talk. I guess
Correct.
that is why Harshit, Karthik, maybe they might be silent because it since we're already going diverse, they don't know what to speak more about things.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
And the
yeah, Gehenna.
conclusion, yes, sir.
So I think if we could stick to one topic and suppose be it whatever the majority decides, if we could stick to that topic and maybe we could split ourselves into two groups. One would go for and one would go against, and that is the way I think we could carry forward the discussion.
Correct.
Yes, I agree. Pros and
And
cons.
rather than coming up with a topic, you discuss offline on the LinkedIn chat. Come with the one topic for the future. I think at the last session, probably the 10th session, we will arrange this. Yeah. Tomorrow's session, as you all are aware, is about
Digital marketing.
no, it's not digital
Oh,
marketing.
sorry. Jaideep
Uh,
is going to take it.
Jaideep's session, I think we need to postpone it to Friday.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
So Thursday we have session from Rukia. So
Okay,
she
yeah,
is,
yes, sir.
yeah, so she is going to talk about a transformation or motivation. She normally provides one-on-one connect. So it's going to be an excellent session. Even I have gone through one session with her. I have gone through the session because I wanted to know whether she is going to add value or not. So she herself is doing research. She has gone through very many practical incidences. She is not just a stage made motivational speaker. She is self-made motivational speaker who has invested in herself, taken certain degrees. So it's worth going to have an interaction with her. Another thing is we are not bringing her on a Saturday's talk because Saturday's talk is for a much bigger audience. But right now we are going to have it for a smaller audience where, and she is going to request if any one of you would like to have one-on-one session with her, because she is doing some degree program. As a part of degree program, she has to count 700 hours of counseling. So she is counseling on various subjects, and you can book a topic with her, and you can discuss your own problems or issues with her, and she can guide you. So, and it's absolutely free. It's not a marketing talk, and I never encourage such kind of people. You may have seen my post also. Those who are doing such kind of fraudulent things, I do not encourage them. Yesterday, probably you may have seen, I have written something strong and spoken something strong against that. I have got even feedback from a couple of my friends also that, why these things? People will not like it. I said, I am not a seller of candies or ice cream. Those who want to speak always good about everything. I have my own opinion, just like the channel. If something is happening which is not good for my target audience, which is students and parents, I will speak. So if something is happening which is not okay, I have my opinion to give it to the world. If it is not been digested by somebody, it's okay, I respect them. Do come with an opinion, and I answer them very politely. You will see the similar kind of person is Mr. Ramesh. Have you seen Ramesh Kumar on LinkedIn? Just observe him. I am just switching off the YouTube live. We will see him and then we will probably conclude today little early.
Yes, sir.